just going to make a little adjustment on the handbrake cable when you do that, but that seems to work a treat. Underneath the driver's seat, sorry about this, you probably can't see, that's a bit dark, but it's an amp for the stereo, just to give it a little bit more oomph, and a 1000-watt inverter, which is a Truma inverter, which is combined with the aircon unit. It's the supplied inverter for that. And this switch here is connected to the inverter, so I can actually plug any 230 volt item in there if required. This seat is off a, what was it again? I can't remember now. It's an import people carrier, Toyota Granvia, that's it. And I think it was the second row of seats. Just about right, so that's 800 wide, and that spins 180 degrees. So when you spin it and lock it at 90, you can use these sliders to slide it out, and the two occupants can then see forward in between the front seats, which is very useful. The back also folds flat. It also folds forward for a table, so it could, if I wanted to, probably make a third bed, which I haven't bothered at the moment because there's only the two of us that go away. Just under the table rest here is where I've got the two batteries. They're Trojan T105s, I think. From memory, I think it's about 225 amps. But they're 6-volt batteries, wired together for 12 volts. Just lead acid. So you've got to keep an eye on the distilled water in that, just to make sure it's topped up. Doesn't use a massive amount, to be honest. Also on the entrance here, we've got additional table for the kitchen area, and one of my pet hates is not having anywhere to put your shoes when you get inside the van, so I made sure I had a shoe cupboard fitted. That's the always get under your feet, to be fair. The switches here are for the two sets of internal lights. They're the awning lights, and that's the electric step. This is a heater outlet, and this is the heater thermostat. Let's see if I can get this down one-handed. Yes, I can. Okay. A regular SMEV sink unit. Hot and cold water. Again, a regular SMEV 2-burner hob. Electric ignition. Up this section here, I've got another aircon outlet, and just a hand wash dispenser there. 230 volts with a reverse polarity checker there, and an LED light under, which is pretty bright. And I've got a very small smoke alarm, which is nice and neat. And here is the third internal awning light, so when the door's fully open, that gives us a little bit of extra. The cupboards are all the same, the high level cupboards, with these stays on. That's an aircon pipe you can see running through the top there. There's plenty of storage in those. All the woodwork is from, where is it now? It'll come to me. It's very expensive. It's about £180 a sheet. That's an 8x4 sheet, and that's laminated both sides, lightweight, and it's there's a Brano one side and the cream the other side. So I decided to obviously have a bit of a contrast with the kitchen to the rest of the fit. And I also got some thin laminate sheet just to finish off the freezer. Let's stay with the kitchen area for the moment. Here you've got the usual cutlery drawer, crockery drawer. Underneath the crockery drawer there, I've got the aircon unit from Truma. That's also quite a useful wine storage area when we go to France and end up buying loads of wine. This is a pretty useful larder. Here, just behind here I've got the gas valve to turn off the gas to the hob and the external gas point. Got an additional worktop here, again for the kitchen, and over to the fridge, which I think is the biggest fridge you can get for a van. Very useful. We can store it pretty much whatever you like in there. A full shop with a nice big freezer to boot. That is lovely. Managed to get the Dometic oven to fit on the top, and that's a grill as well. So to be honest, we mainly use it for the grill, but that's useful to have. And just a little bit further than that, we've got the electrics cupboard, and I made that from a PMS 2000 kit. I just covered that in a bit of vinyl wrap in carbon. So I find that the 230 volt unit from that PMS kit is very small. It's nice and neat. I've got 3 MCBs on there, more than enough. One for the fridge, one for the sockets, and one for the charger and inverter. Got the 12 volt fuses next to it, and I put in an additional row. I think you can get those row fuses from most motor factors. I just cut it out a bit wider to fit some more fuses in, and I've got a couple of spares there if needed. The next on from there is turning the 12 volts on, and the pump and the charger. So when I've hooked up externally, I've got the charger as well. The fridge fans, which I talked about earlier, that £5 kit that's thermostatically controlled, is next to that, so I can make any adjustments on that, but it's set at 30 degrees at the moment. The tambour door next to that is the TV. Apologies for the video, it's pretty hard when you only got 2 hands. So there's a TV there, multi-position, turn either way. Absolutely ideal for when you're in bed and want to watch a DVD. Don't really watch much TV, to be honest, but it's a really good TV for picking up certainly UK digital signals. I really haven't tried it too much in France, and I'm pretty sure it pick up French TV, but I don't speak massive amount of French, schoolboy French, so it doesn't really get used other than the DVDs. Just on the back of that TV cupboard, we've got the Truma control unit, which controls the water heater. That's the Combi 4 plus the aircon unit, so I can set that at a certain temperature and either the heater will cut in or the aircon will cut in. Also controls the hot water. So into the shower toilet cubicle, which is conveniently cream inside, so it'd be a bit dull, to be honest. On the back here I just put some 3mm PVC panel, which I glued to the back, which to be honest needed probably a bit better gluing, because it's bubbled just a bit, enough to see it, but it's not too much of an issue. Made a sink from an Ikea bowl and a third sink. This is the bit that goes in the middle part of the sink, just drops in there. Just cut a hole in the bottom, put the plug socket in there, screwed it to the wall, and then we can use the shower connector for either sink or shower, and the shower head can be at the top here, and got the shampoo and shower gel dispenser there. Normal Thetford C400 toilet, I think. Just your usual, nothing to see here. Inside here I've got a corner cabinet, which I've fitted out with a few Poundland extra toothbrush holders, I think they are, which makes best use of the space you've got available. This rail for the shower rail was from Ikea as well. I believe this was a towel rail, I think. Certainly works well enough in here. and a corner unit, corner bit there again, a Poundland jobby, just my contact lens bits and bobs. The light at the top there, that's an LED panel light, which is very bright. It's almost like a tanning salon in there. But there's nothing worse than not having enough light when you're shaving or etc. or putting on your makeup, ladies. We've got a fan, not a fan, it's just a roof light at the top there, which is multi-positional, so you can have it taller at one side than the other, but just to vent the room. At the bottom here we've got an external heat pipe from the Truma, which makes this a drying room. Very convenient. So we're looking back towards the beds. Just look at the ceiling first. We've got the suede, faux suede ceiling, which is lovely to touch. So you haven't got a cold wall. So I've got that on the side of the beds as well. Very, very nice, rather than having a cold edge. The beds themselves are Ikea mattresses, which were all foam, so we could cut them to suit. We didn't cut them down too much, to be fair. The beds are also on gas rams, so we've got loads of storage underneath. Also further storage under these boxes. So the smaller side there contains the combi heater, the Sureflow pump, the gas valves. Then we've got this little cupboard here with some containers, and I've just got a little bit of U-channel aluminium and slid some of these containers on the top. Further back we've got the boot, which is cavernous. Can't have too much boot. As you can see, the bed is sprung by an Ikea base. So both of these beds do the same. Under this side there's a little bit more room. Let me just put the light on, because there's not a busting lot of light in there, to be fair. Stick the 12 volt on. So under each of these we've got a light. So again, that shows us it's got plenty of room in there for storage. You can't have too much storage, to be honest, in a van. Easy run out. And the step there, I've got a couple of little lights. They're blue lights to switch on at night if you wanted to go to the loo. See where you're going. And a heat outlet, which heats up this whole walkway here. Is excellent. Further towards the back, so the beds in effect by the feet are singles, but by the head are doubles. So you've got plenty of room in the bed area, and either side we have USB sockets. We've got little pockets in the door to put your tablet or your phone. We've got these Ikea lights, which I've had to put a resistor on for the 12 volts, and because I think they're 7 volts, so you've got to put a resistor on to drop them to 7 volts from the 12 volt supply. The little fans are very quiet. I think they're about £3 now from one of these cheapy shops. Again, USB fans, just for that extra little bit of night air circulation. And I've got that kit both sides. And at the centre, at the top here, we've got another aircon outlet. This is a mini Heki roof light, which I was considering expanding to a midi Heki, same as a front, but it seems to do the trick at the moment. I made these little covers just to cover off and black out the Lumar portholes, which open like that. And when they're open, to be fair, nobody even knows it's a window. And I've got a couple of little mesh nets cut to fit to put over those if we're in an area full of mosquitoes, which love me. Okay, I think that is probably about it. There's obviously something I must have missed, but we'll be here all day. This is supposed to be a short video. So thanks a lot for watching. Hope you like the van, and if you're doing your own, good luck, enjoy.